Tesla is the biggest stock bubble in history, and shares are headed to 15 smackaroo bobs, if you can believe everything you hear, and I hope you can't, because that is just plain ridiculous. We're going to discuss that. I'm here with my good friend Mark from The Tesla Life, a fantastic show available on, Wednesdays and throughout the week with bonus content aplenty. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futurasa. Mark, how are you?
Doing well, Brian. How you doing?
I am tired and silly. And that's a fun mix sometimes. So let's see what happens here. Hey, did you know it's going to $15 per Lekander? No, I don't mean by way of Lekander. I mean his name is Per Lekander. Tesla's valuation is far too high, according to short seller Per Lekander. Lekander predicted the EV maker's stock would plunge, a 91% decline. Tesla stock represents one of the greatest bubbles in history, he said. Now, this article is very short, but we can give it the very little attention it deserves. In my view, Tesla's the biggest stock market bubble in world history. Yes, world history. Forget the ones that went to zero. This one's going to go to 15, and that's bigger. So that's... the models are aged. The valuation's insane, and earnings are falling off a cliff. He added that they could fall 50% this year alone. So let's start there. Shall we? The models are aged. Would you like to share your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's a bit perplexing. The models are aged. They may have a similar body look on the outside, but as far as I know, my 6-year-old car is still getting updates with new features and added features. And of course, we've just seen a refresh of the Model 3. We've seen a recent refresh of the S and the X. And we know that a refresh for the Model Y is on the horizon. So not sure what this guy is looking at for information.
Well, there's no new models though, Mark.
I would say that the guts of the car have been changed. The software has been modified. Some of the body has been modified. You're right. It's the same nameplate.
No, I need a whole new car. No, I need a whole new, like something different that they've never made before.
Well,
maybe a pickup truck. I don't know.
That would definitely be something.
How did he miss the pickup truck?
It basically ran me over.
It makes no sense.
It's right there.
Yeah, right there. Like you said, though, the Model S and X were their first two vehicles. Those were a bit long in the tooth. They refreshed them. Now, when you come out with the all-new 2024 Toyota Camry or Honda Accord, it's not all new. It's mostly new. They'll go 4 or 5 years with the same body and then do a pretty significant refresh. But even after the refresh, you're like, that's an Accord. And that's what we saw with the Model S and X. The Model 3, the same deal. It changed drastically under the skin. 50% new parts, a whole new driving dynamic and experience and all that. And the performance model is a face ripper. That's not good enough. Well, we've got a Cybertruck. So the models are aged that sounds like Leonardo DiCaprio talking, but okay. The valuation is absolutely insane. Is that true?
The evaluation for Tesla has been higher than others, but then again, Tesla's a different type of company than others. They're not just strictly a car company.
Yeah.
They've got storage. They've got Optimus coming. They've got many other things in the fire that other automakers just do not have. And you can't really compare without making sure you're comparing apples to apples. And I think this gentleman is just thinking that Tesla is just an automotive company and that's it.
Yes. Well, he's comparing apples to steak, and they're both food, but they're very different. This is cuckoo pants on a good day. If we were comparing Tesla to Toyota or GM or VW or Ford, the price would definitely be too high by, 10x. It'd probably be 10 times too high at least. But we're not comparing it to other car companies because, and I hasten to point this out, Per Lekander. It's not a car company. It is a mobile storage company. It is a chip designer. It is a battery designer. It is all those things. It is
A solar
autonomy. It
company.
is so many things. I wouldn't assign a whole lot of value to the solar part of it, but AutoBidder, if AutoBidder was its own business, it would be a compelling business. Maybe not a multi-billion-dollar business, but in the future it certainly could be if it remains one of the leaders in the industry. So, yeah, I don't know what this clown is saying. And I'll call you a clown. If you'd like to come on, Per, I'll give you a friendly, warm greeting. I'll be respectful, I promise. They never do. They never come on. But I interviewed the CEO of Electrify America. I only had one question, and you know what that question is. Why don't the gosh darn things work? I never asked that question. I asked other questions that helped me understand what the answer was without being a jerk. So I have that capacity, but when you're not here and you're saying genuinely cuckoo pants stuff, I don't know what you expect me to do. So I'm going to switch back over and let's take a look at the next bullet point here. Earnings are falling off a cliff. I don't know if a cliff means the same thing where he lives. Is it like a Kansas cliff? Because,
That's
going from
again,
22% margins to 17% margins is, I mean, that's a
yeah,
pretty
that's
gentle slope.
yeah, that's not a cliff at all. Like it's maybe he's got a problem with his dictionary. Maybe that's the problem. That it was written by somebody that wasn't qualified.
It was written by a comedian. So I think I may have found the basis of the misunderstanding. Lekander, who has been shorting Tesla since 2020, well, I mean, if you've got a history of shorting it, after 2020 might have been a good time. There have been some good times to short it since 2020. But even if you were shorting it a year ago, depends when you did it. So, but even then, the lowest it's been since the second split was about 110, 105. That is still very, very good. That is still a very large market cap. That's still like $270 billion. And we're well above that today. Thinking it's going to fall 90%, I just don't know. Now, of course, you have to understand, Mark, the company also faces risks from multiple ongoing lawsuits, as well as its big comp package for Tesla's board. So, how many lawsuits do you imagine a Fortune 100 company gets per year? Because I'm going to guess it's in the dozens.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot because that's they are a prime target for any of
You have a
these
lot of
frivolous
staff. Yeah.
lawsuits. And you've got, like you said, you've got a lot of employees. Different things happen, and you're going to get these lawsuits. It comes with the territory.
Hundreds of thousands of employees have worked there over the years. Millions of customers have used their products, and they are a very visible target, and everybody knows they got money. So that doesn't mean all the lawsuits are frivolous. Some have merit. Those deserve to be settled appropriately. This person has been investigated. This person has the police out at their house 3 times a week. Yes, because you keep calling the police. Stop doing that. You're wasting their time. That doesn't make them the bad guy. That makes you the bad guy. And the comp plan has since been reapproved. That doesn't mean it's a done deal, but 73% approved it originally. Now it's 72%. You only lost 1% support despite that massive fall from the all-time high. That tells me that shareholders overwhelmingly want Elon to remain. Delivery will likely improve given Tesla's dismal first quarter production results, but the car maker's profits will be absolutely terrible. So, do you know that, or are you hoping that? Because you're a short seller, I know you're hoping. And once it goes down, it's going to go down more. I think we are very, very close to the turning point because so far it's been a slippery slope. Oh, and of
He's
course, this originally is from Binsider.
he's not only hoping, he's projecting. He is trying. He's saying this to the outward world to try to muster people to think it's already happening. Like that's a projection of his thoughts.
Short selling is, I don't know, I imagine there's an ethical way to do it, but this is just crazy. So guys, I would say in the comments, certainly what did we miss, what did we misunderstand, but what is your price target? Let's just say for the next year, what is the lowest and highest you could see it going? I don't see $15 on the horizon. We did get to we did get to 105, 110-ish. So I could see that, or even a little lower if sentiment is sour. I could see upsides around the alt. I mean, it's been higher. It could go back to an all-time high or thereabouts. I don't see, but $15. Come on, man. What are you doing? Think of how rich he'd be if that happened. But ah, do me a favor, guys. Head on over to the Tesla Life podcast. Check it out. See what they're up to. Show them some love. Maybe check out their Wednesday live stream where they do answer viewer questions and comments, and it is a whole lot of fun. I could not check it out. I was driving. So that's, a safety issue. But now
You've got an
my face
excuse
glows
this time,
blue.
Brian.
This time. We'll let it slide.
Yeah.
So like, subscribe, do the usual. Stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots on the short side of the pillow. That doesn't sound good. I should probably rethink that one.